Hey everyone, it's Silva-chan. I am a noob of Saint Seiya. Well, sort of a noob. And I'm here doing an Iceberg video, and it's not because I like Iceberg videos. Okay, I do have a lot of them on my watch later list. Time to time, don't judge. And so I decided to make an Iceberg video. I know I'm gonna suck at this so much. And maybe I'll do it on my own topic of anime that I just got into summer of 2021. So anyhow, let's do a Saint Seiya Iceberg. Mainly because there's no English ones. No offense. And geez, I'm only going to say we haven't even gotten an Iceberg yet. I'm going to be doing this with my own knowledge, so if I get something wrong, timestamp it and add it in the comments and I'll pin it so everyone can see it. And I can't forget when credit is due. This Iceberg I am using is based on a fantasy on the r/Saint Seiya on Reddit. So I hope you like this and are okay with me making this. So now, let's get into the Iceberg. The Classic Series. This refers to the 1986 to 1989 anime by Toei Animation, which is the first anime made for the series, and I watched some of it on Netflix, but they decided to be a B word and remove it! And that they made their own dub for the series and didn't use the Deke dub, and I'll get into that later, but I liked it in that dub. It was okay good. Lost Canvas is a spin-off manga of Saint Seiya. It takes place in the 18th century in the last holy war between Hades and Adina. It's written and illustrated by Shiroe Tsurugi and was published around August 24, 2006 to April 6, 2011. And it even got its own anime. The story even shows the previous wearer of the Pegasus cloth, Tenma. You'll see him later again. Saint Seiya Omega is an anime series produced by Toei Animation. It is a spin-off of the Saint Seiya anime series. It ran from 2012 to 2014 and is an alternate to the series' direct sequel, Saint Seiya Next Dimension, due to the lack of material to adapt. It takes place 25 years after the Holy Wars in the 20th century and has new generations of saints. And the original characters also are there too, as well, and so on. Saint the Show is another Saint Seiya spin-off manga. It's written and illustrated by Chimaki Kurari and started serialization in 2013. It even got a 10-episode anime from 2018 to 2019, and it's also a magical girl show of Saint Seiya, and with its first female lead. Soul of Gold is another Saint Seiya spin-off. There's a lot of them here. But this one was an original net animation from 2015. It follows the Gold Saints after they sacrificed themselves in the Hades arc to destroy the Wall of Grief and help Seiya and his friends reach Elysion. But they were brought back to life in Asgard, and they have to find those answers and why, and also fight a new enemy, and so on. It only had 13 episodes. Episode G is a manga written and illustrated by Megumi Okada. A side story and derivative work of Masami Kurama's Saint Seiya, the story is set 7 years before the events of Kurama's Saint Seiya, and follows a younger Leo Iolia and the other Gold Saints too, and so on. I haven't read any of the mangas, but yeah, I should recommend you read some of these, including this one, because I've seen it and it looks good, from panels and stuff. Asgard is a place featured in the anime of the 1980s Saint Seiya, Soul of Gold, and the 1988 film, The Heated Battle of the Gods. The entry is probably talking about the Asgard arc, which only appears in the anime and is not part of the manga arcs. It takes place before the Poseidon arc. Next Dimension is the direct sequel to Masami Kurama's Saint Seiya in chronological order. The main plot is set in the 18th century during the previous holy war between the goddess Adina and the god Hades, and centers on the battles between each deity's warriors who are known as the Saints, and the Spectres, respectively. Some characters from Lost Canvas, however, it is nothing to do with Lost Canvas, but the characters do appear. And so it tells a separate alternate retelling. The Saint Seiya characters basically go back in time to destroy Hades' source so they can save Seiya from the curse that would kill him in only 3 days. Don't know how they managed to do that in 100 chapters, but it's still going, and yep. Cloth myth. Okay, personally, to me, I don't know what this means. But from what I can find, it looks like to be talking about the toy brand called Saint Seiya Mythkopf, I think. And they are action figures of each Saint Seiya character, and so on. If I get this one wrong, please add it in the comments. Non-Greek mythologies. This must be talking about the different mythologies that appear in Saint Seiya that are not from Greek mythology. Some of the ones that seem to pop up are Norse, Egyptian, and Japanese, I think, because I saw a panel of episode G Assassin with Amaterasu, so yeah. Inky is the only Phoenix Saint of the whole multiverse. From what this means, and from a Reddit question I saw on the our Saint Seiya Reddit, with another user asking the similar question, Inky is the only one known as the Phoenix Saint in the whole series of Saint Seiya's universe. This would be because there were no Phoenix Saints during the days of myth. I sort of forgot a little of what this means, so if you do, add it in the comments if you want to. Saint Seiya Online is an MMORPG released in 2013 for PC. This was also where Persephone first appeared too, from my knowledge. She used Indestructible Dragon Shield. Shiu's shield is supposed to be indestructible, so that it cannot be destroyed. But apparently, not all of that is true, as it was broken sometimes from other characters or Shiu himself. Classic series plot holes. So like every series, whether it be a book, anime, western cartoon, and so on, there are going to be plot holes. And this is talking about the classic anime plot holes of Saint Seiya. I won't name them because they went over my head, so I didn't notice them. But if you know them, you know them. Anime and manga differences, 1986. Every anime and manga deals with this. Even Gintama poked fun at this, and also Saint Seiya and a bunch of other animes, but one of the big differences I'll say from the anime and manga are the color palettes. You know how Seiya is red, Helga is blue and white, Shiyu is green, Shun is pink and green, and Inky is dark blue and a lot of other colors too? And Sally's hair is purple. However, that's not the case in the manga. All the saints' cloths are in the beginning are all white, and had natural hair colors too. And anyone can make up why this was changed in the anime, or that's what I think. Andromeda Shawn. This is talking about how Shun in the Netflix remake of Saint Seiya is a girl, and not a boy. And from a review I made of Season 1 of the classic series Saint Seiya, I say I didn't like her. And I dragged my dad into it with a voice record, and if you watch that video, you can tell my dad does not care. But he had a good point when he was talking about Battlestar Galactica, and so it was like the same thing with its remake, and I just wanted to add it in. But now when I think of Shawn, she's a mega good character. And the only reason I didn't like her was the reason to why Shin became Shawn in the first place. That's what got me, even if I was still a noob at Saint Seiya at that time, but I understand completely of people's anger over it in the feminine pronouns or whatever. But we have to deal with it, and I do have a lot to say about Battle of Sanctuary with Knights of the Zodiac. Hopefully she is done right. Anyway, let's just get on with the other topics because I really don't like talking about this, and it's getting too long. Seiya and Shiyu cameo in Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know which episode it was, but there are two characters in one scene in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime that look like Seiya and Shiyu. Seiya's love triangle. The love triangle refers to the main girls in the series who definitely have somewhat crushes with Seiya, those being Miho, Sawi, and Shina. Although I'm sure Shina just wants to kill him, but can't because she likes him. I feel like I'm going to be killed by Thunderclaw for saying this. Gigantomachia is a Saint Seiya novel, released in 2002 by Tatsuya Hazumaki, which tells a parallel story to Saint Seiya's anime and manga. The story takes place right after the battle against Poseidon and just before the Holy War against Hades. 13th Gold Saint. So in Next Dimension, turns out the Ophiuchus cloth, worn by Shina, used to be a gold cloth, downgraded to a silver rank because it was deemed too powerful and so forth by the gods. 9th Sense. It is what separates a god from lower beings. To awaken such a sense, a mortal must reach true enlightenment. It has other names too, like godhood and divinity, and supreme virtue. Classic series censorship in North America. So this should be about obvious for anime in America. It can be censored because of contact that wouldn't be okay in America and other countries outside Japan. And the classic series did have a problem with it at first when it aired in the US. One censored part I do know would be how they made the blood look like a green glow or whatever it was called. TLC's ending. So I can't really say anything on this since I had not watched Lost Canvas yet. Don't go at me screaming. I am going to watch it at some point. But like or hate the ending, might as well not spoil myself. Inky is Kakaho. I don't know what this means, sorry. But Kakaho is a character in Lost Canvas and a Spectre Saint. And we know Inky. If you don't know him, where have you been and why are you here? Just saying. But I think it's because they have similarities with each other, and I can understand that part since I do a lot of fanfictions and crossovers. Old Master was based on Yoda. Well, when you look at it, he kind of does look like Yoda from Star Wars, and he is a master. All of the Bond Saints are half-brothers. I get confused when this topic comes up, and pretty sure this was changed in the anime from the manga. It is confirmed and considered canon, but to me, the half-brother thing, I just thought of them being raised together. The characters from other Kurumada's works look like Seiya. In other manga from Matsumi Kurama, some of the characters look like Seiya, and this is not just because of art style. Just like certain designs, the characters can and have other characters too, yet each are different. One of those characters who look like Seiya would be Takane Ryuji from Masami's work Rini Kakero. Blue Warriors. So in the Iceberg, I can see that there's a typo. I don't know if it's like a joke or not, but it says Blue Warriors. But even with that, I know what it means. So the Blue Warriors are in the Saint Seiya wiki fandom. They are an order of powerful warriors from the ice realm of Blueguard, near the North Pole, who were drawn their strength from their cosmos too. And their order was formed centuries ago after the Holy War between Athena and Poseidon, when Athena sent saints to the North Pole with the mission of guarding Poseidon's soul's resting place. Mysterious Pegasus Cloth in Heaven's Overturn. This seems to refer to an upgraded cloth near the end of the climax of Overturn. I don't know how it's mysterious, but that's how the topic says here. Hyoga is Christian. Hyoga has a rosary that belonged to his mother. This is an item he treasures, and this also protects him. Inky won the Galaxian Wars. So he interrupted the tournament and it didn't start again, so I guess he did win? Saint Seiya Gold Saint Aries. This seems to be a doujinshi manga, but that's all I could really find. Scorpio Milo was supposed to be Helga's master. In the manga, the Gold Saint of Aquarius, Kamyu, is the trainer of Hyuga. However, in the anime, that was changed to an only anime character only known as Crystal Saint. And Masame has stated that he was going to make Milo Hyuga's master, but that was changed to Kamyu. It stated he just changed his mind as both Hyuga and Kamyu have water and ice fighting styles and powers. Mitsumasa Kido is Zeus. I don't think he's actually Zeus, really, but designed to just represent to look like Zeus. But this is a misconception due to the certain traits both characters have, such as both being a father figure to Athena and their numerous children. Bronze Saints are demigods. I couldn't really find anything that relates to this topic, so if anyone knows, can you add in the comments? ND and TLC are not in the same timeline. As I said in Next Dimension and Lost Canvas do not take place in the same timeline. Next Dimension puts the Lost Canvas in a more of a retelling with the canon parts of Saint Seiya added in. Leo Iolia equals MC in Classic Series. Since Seiya is the main character, I'm guessing he is the main character with the Gold Saints, and he is the main character in Soul of Gold, but that really doesn't work here in this case. Iolia was originally going to be a Spectre in Hades chapter. I couldn't find anything to support this, judging by the fact that Iolius died before the series, and what we know about the Hades Spectres would make sense of him becoming a Spectre, but he didn't. Or maybe he did, but didn't fight anyone. Who knows? Starstorm. It seems to have been a live-action attempt of Saint Seiya, but it flopped. Let's be real, a lot of live-action anime get that a lot. Except for the Sailor Moon live-action, it was not good, but okay. Famicom Saint Seiya games. Saint Seiya has 2 games on the Famicom. Saint Seiya Ogan Dotsetsu and Saint Seiya Ogan Dotsetsu Kensetsu Hen. Seiya and Sawi die at the end of Heaven's Overturn. So I really don't know if this is true or not since I have not watched Heaven's Overturn. And I could not find anything that proved this. So if you do know, can you add in the comments without spoiling? I think this Iceberg is just like forcing me to get off my lazy butt and watch the other animes because I can't read the mangas obviously for reasons. ND has no time skip. Couldn't find anything on this topic, but I'm gonna agree there is no time skips in Next Dimension. Wizard of Oz characters in Saint Seiya. In the Galaxians Wars arc, there seem to be audience members that look like Wizard of Oz characters and other characters which I have not seen or know. I like Oz in Wonderland, so if you want to tell me some, you can. Also, I know from a Reddit comment I saw said Shun's like the Cowardly Lion. Saint Seiya on stage. Well, I don't know what this means, but I did what one Iceberg said not to do. I found nothing. I don't know if it's talking about the musical or what, but can someone tell me what this means? Unicorn Jabu equals God. I don't know. Do you guys think he's a god? Educational games. There are some educational games of Saint Seiya. One was called Saint Seiya Typing Rusei Ken, which I think teaches you how to type fast. Bet it would have been good when I was in middle school. In my computer class, if my teacher was into anime, I had a lot of teachers that I connected to easily, especially with classic media. Masama Kurama is the real villain. This has to be a joke, isn't it? But I think it's clever and lighthearted that we made it to the abyss of the iceberg. But yeah, maybe it's true. Like, me, he's a writer. And who hasn't made their characters suffer in any manga, anime, or other media? It's not like I do in my fanfictions, just going insane writing and forgetting I actually existed in Persona Record. That's one of my fanfictions. Or I misspell a word, or cut off a character's arm and just break the fourth wall in my stories, and I'm lazy and I add random stuff in, and then they pop out their heads. Well, it's just like it pops out of my head and there's something funny that I think of, and I don't know these things. Okay, yeah, I do that. Maybe all writers and authors are the true villains of their works, making the whole master plan unravel. Oh, wow, we finished the iceberg. How long did it take me to write the script? Let's see. I started this at 2:57 p.m. August 9th, and it is 12:22 a.m. on August 10th. Well, you guys better like this because I am never doing an iceberg again. But wait, I'm writing the script, and I'm saying it out loud in this video, so yeah, that means I also have to do the editing part, but great. Well, see ya.